Hello, friends. I'm Sugar and Spice, Denise, whatever you want to call me. And I am back to finish up the Romantic Blockages series for the elements. So, fire signs, air signs, earth signs, and water signs. This is going to be the earth sign video. So, if you have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements, stay right here. If you're talking to somebody that has those placements, stay right here. There might be some cheesemate in it for you. But yeah, so the whole point of these series came about because in my private client readings, I've noticed a ton of people just meeting themselves in new romantic situations, whether it's a person from the past coming back or it's a whole new person that seems a little too good to be true. And it seems like everybody has a lot of anxiety and just wants to like confirm that them being happy is okay. So I figured I would beat you guys to the punch and just kind of discuss why we refuse to be happy, why we refuse to take happiness and romantic opportunity for what it is. So that's what I'm doing here. So first, we're going to start again with air signs. I'm going to start with just a collective message just to kind of see what's going on in the romantic lives of Taurus, Virgos, and Capricorns. And then I'm going to break it down into specific messages for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And the water sign video that follows this is going to follow the exact same format. So tell your water sign friends. All right, let's get started. Alrighty. So for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What do the romantic energies look like presently for earth sign placements? What's going on in earth sign love lives? Give me one more card. Okay. Earth signs are kind of going through it. Well, I really wasn't expecting that. All right. So I have the Three of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Clarifier Page of Swords. So honestly, collectively, it seems like earth signs are in the middle of decision making time. I feel like a lot of you have been in relationships for a hot minute now. I want to say anywhere from like 2 to 3 years, and you're getting to that point in the relationship where you don't know whether it's worth it to keep growing with someone or if it's just kind of run out of its excitement, its value to you as a person. So I definitely feel with the Three of Swords here, it's like decision making time. Like, are we gonna do this and be in it for the long run, or is this kind of like, am I done learning from you type of thing? So there is a little bit of air of stagnancy, and I know a lot of people read this as like infidelity, but I'm not getting any sort of infidelity or malicious intent here. Rather, it's just a feeling of, is this all there is my relationship all there is? Like, is it never going to get better? Is it ever going to be that soul swallowing type of, love story that exists on the internet or whatever? So that's kind of more of the feeling that I'm getting. So don't worry, nobody's cheating on you. At least not that's coming up here yet. We'll see. It's more of a, are you cheating yourself? There's an air of, this isn't going anywhere, but I also don't want to let it go type of thing going on. So that's for half of the air signs, and then the other, or earth signs. And then the Three of Cups here, it's like, y'all are just going to party that feeling away. Earth signs, you're really popular during Leo season, which is so interesting. But yeah, I feel like earth signs are really taking a break. going out, enjoying their summer, living their best life, and making those new romantic connections, but mostly making friendships more than anything, or just reconnecting with friends you haven't been seeing in a while because school and work gets in the way. So overall, your social calendar is like banging right now. But there's still that underlying feeling of the relationship of like, do I still like you? I mean, I like you, but do I like you is kind of the energy that I'm getting here. And then for the other side of the earth signs, it seems like you guys are fresh off a break or a breakup with someone and are either anticipating communication or are gonna reach out pretty soon to have that conversation, because it seems like this break has less to do with your partner and more to do with you and your emotional process and your tendency to give almost too much, because it's easier than doing the work of admitting that you don't feel worthy of receiving all the time, that you feel like if you're the one receiving, then you're not contributing to the relationship, which makes you not worthy of having one. There's a lot of underlying self-worth, self-esteem, self-processing issues that are going on here. I want to say particularly strongly for Virgos and Capricorns. I think Virgos and Capricorns are having a difficult time really making sense of where this deep, deep feeling of deformed definition of self-worth is coming from. But that's okay. Just because it's manifesting in your relationships doesn't have to mean that the relationship is over. It just means you're already taking measures by, giving yourself a break from being in a consistent space with someone else and really looking inward. This is introspection. This is inner child work. This is even spiritual work for earth signs, for sure. This is receiving signs that you need to take a look at your relationships and just restructure them, because you are giving too much of yourself, not receiving enough, or at least you feel that way. And it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to assert yourself and demand more. Yeah, and it's very much worth taking a look at where this, repression comes from. Repressing of your desires, where you're like, oh, I really wish my partner would do this, but like, it's okay that she doesn't, or it's okay that he doesn't. Why do you do that? Like, it's okay to want more. You know that, right? Like, there's no reason to be ashamed of that. Anyway, so for Virgos and Capricorns, I feel this very strongly. This is for you. Look out for birds. I feel like birds and owls and like coo noises that I'm hearing could be signs for you. Could be signs of angelic assistance for you, or just your spirit guides being like, you're doing amazing, sweetie. Like, we know it hurts, but like you have to take a look at this. You have to get your microscope and get real in there and find out why you're like this. Anyway, so that's a collective romantic space. So let's get specific. What is holding Taurus back from accepting full eternal joy right now? Consistent joy. What is holding back Taurus from being happy right now? Taurus, your anxiety. Your anxiety is honestly just killing all of the romance of your relationship. You don't have to worry about the future, whether this person is the person you're going to marry or if y'all are going to break up. You don't have to worry about the future. And again, I've mentioned it about Taurus before, and it's still there because y'all refuse to do the work to make yourselves happy. You look at the concept of the future as this giant, abstract, octopus-like monster that asks too much of you, that is just this like gloom impending thing you're gonna fail at. And it's not. It's really not that serious. The future is an hour from now. You know what I mean? And really, who cares? The future and the past are just figments of our imagination. There is no moment like the present. So what's holding you back from your eternal happiness is being okay with who you are, with where you are, and with who you're there with. It's okay to take somebody for who they are in the present moment. Don't make the mistake of falling in love with their potential. Don't make the mistake of underestimating your potential. That's what's going on. You have all this anxiety that you're not going to measure up to people's expectations of you, and it's just not true. You're mostly worried about your own expectations and being very real with yourself about the way you procrastinate and the way you lack foresight into the future. And that's okay. The uncertain doesn't have to be scary. Like, I don't know, what if you win the lotto tomorrow? Like, you don't know that because you haven't stepped into tomorrow yet. So do what you can today, in the now moment, in the present, which is a gift. That's why it's called present. Be there because that's where it matters most, because all of the little tiny moments of now lead into that future that you're so scared of. So do what you can now to be present, to be happy, to have total fulfillment in every moment of now. And I promise you will have total fulfillment when you get to that like weird concept of the future that you've got going on. You will be happy because you made all of these tiny little details and every step of the way happy anyway. You get what you give. So Taurus, let go of this anxiety, this need to perform, this need to be, and just be. Be with the person you're with. Be with them in every moment. And, you know, the answer is going to come to you when you need it. There's, like, that's it. That's all there is to it, Taurus. All right, same question for Virgos. What? The previous card for Taurus was Nine of Swords, by the way. I forgot to show y'all. And then Virgos, Ice Queens, Queen of... That glare is ruining my life. Anyway, there we go. Queen of Swords. Interesting. So for the Virgos, this is... I don't want to be cliche and be like, this is you being in your head, but it is. It is you being in your head, and I'm going to go ahead and say that that's not a bad thing this time, because nobody ever really talks about Virgos and their capacity for emotion and for loyalty, and I feel a lot of you are trapped in these romantic situations in which just when you're ready to leave, just when you're ready to say, you know what, fuck this, I've had enough, I'm tired, I deserve better, they throw you like a curveball, like a bare minimum show of affection, and you're like, oh my god, they need me, oh my god, baby, I was wrong, and then you go right back. So with the Queen of Swords here is like, stop being a fucking doormat, get your shit together, get your life, sister, get your coin correct, and you need to cut this person out. You see how she's holding the sword? That sword is the sword of truth, which means what's holding you back from achieving true happiness is seeing your situation for what it is, not for what you want it to be, not for the potential that it has to grow into in the future, for what it is right now, and have more of a masculine, or I guess more rational mindset when it comes to your romantic partnerships, and say, look, I know for a fact that this isn't the love story that God envisioned for me, so why do I keep perpetuating it? Why do I lack the discipline, the realness, the bravery, the courage to see it for the detrimental thing that it is? It might be time to cut that person out. At the very least, it might be time to have a real conversation with the person you love without being scared of confrontation or combativeness. Sometimes you just got to duke it out to restructure and recalibrate the relationship. But yeah, it's about getting in your head, not as much in your feelings. So it's not a bad thing. This is good. This is good for you. You need a little more, you need a little bit more of a backbone when it comes to this person. I'm worried for you, Virgo. Break up with them. Leave their ass. Anyway, Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. I have a new appreciation for Capricorns, by the way. Like, I fucking stan. So I'm really excited. I hope y'all get good news. All right, what's keeping Capricorn in the dark? Like, what is keeping Capricorn from accepting total joy and happiness right now? What's blocking them? What's blocking Capricorn's blessings? There she is. 3 of Pentacles. Let me show you the card because I get messages so quickly that I always forget to show the card. I want to say a lack of collaboration. Why am I out of focus? Excuse me. There we go. I want to say a lack of collaboration. Not that y'all don't have friends or anything like that, but I feel like with Capricorn, advice is always taken with a grain of salt because y'all are so self-sustainable that you're like, oh, that's great. And like, I hear you, but I'm still going to know what's best for me. I'm the end all be all, decider of my destiny or whatever, which I mean, theoretically sounds like a great attitude to have, but the truth is if we didn't need anybody, God would have only made one of us, but there's millions of us, so that's probably the opposite of what needs to happen. Anyway, so with the 3 of Pentacles, it's really about activating that communication chakra. Like, you got to open your ears because spirit, God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it, speaks and acts through the people closest to you more often than not. So you might want to start listening to the well intentions of other people and start taking it to heart a little more. When it comes to your romantic partnerships, you have to express what you want that you feel that you are not receiving. Not everyone is psychic. Thankfully, I am. So it's easy for me to be like, oh, I'm doing too much. But not everyone is psychic. So Capricorn, please, for the love of God, you have to say it with your whole chest. Capricorn, you cannot be acting confused. Like, Taurus might be a little confused. You don't have that excuse. You are very aware of how your energy is not being met. You are very aware of how it could be met. You are very aware of the obstacles in that stand in the way of you and your desires. And the only thing that's stopping you is you have the plan. You're aware of the shortcomings and you're just not addressing them. You are not articulating them because you know that when you articulate them, it makes them real. It makes your feelings of dissatisfaction, of inadequacy, of vulnerability, it makes them all real when you out loud address them. It's time to make them real because you need to solve them, and no one's going to do that for you unless you bring it up. Again, not everyone is psychic. Don't wait until somebody has to be psychic and have to come to a tarot reader like me and be like, why is my relationship like this? You don't have to. You can you have a tool right here. So Capricorn, it's just time to articulate your ideas. It's time to be real candid with yourself, with your emotional processes. Ask for the love that you want. Don't just hope that it magically falls out of the sky, or that your partner just magically guesses that in your silence or in your daddiness or whatever just decides to baby you one day. No, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time, and you're much too practical to be wasting your own time, your own lives. No. Just go ahead and ask for what you want with your whole fucking chest, and allow your partner the opportunity to rise to the occasion. They haven't failed you yet because you haven't asked it of them yet. Allow them the space to impress you. Maybe they turn things around like that because they really just weren't aware. They were caught up in their own game that they didn't really even see the ways that they were failing their relationship, etc., etc. You really have to articulate it because articulating it is the key. Articulation and collaboration. Talk it out. Go back to the drawing board together. Make sure you're both on the same page, etc., etc. Tell them, hey, I'm suffering from trauma. So, and here's how you can help me get through it, and blah, 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 blah. That's what you need. Collaboration and honest, candid conversation. Be willing to listen as much as you're willing to articulate, because it goes both ways. Anyway, that is your collective reading for the earth signs. I hope it helps. Book me, share this, subscribe, come back for your water signs, tip me if you want. Girl's gotta pay her rent or whatever, etc., etc. Yeah, Taurus, let go of anxiety. The future doesn't have to be as scary as you're making it seem. Virgo, cut that person off, get in your head, lessen your feelings. Capricorn, for the love of God, open your mouth. That's it. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.